Hello and welcome back to another episode of Alex and I. Alex, welcome back. It's been a minute.
Yes, several minutes, in fact.
So, how's your 2026 been so far?
Fine. I mean, we're barely 5 days in, I think. Oh my gosh, it's the 15th. Never mind.
Time flies when you're having fun. So, yeah, I mean, we're super excited to talk to you today. Today we're going to be going back over the sets of 2025 and talking about what we think the cards that meant the most to us and probably had the biggest impact on us was. Alex, how was 2025 in general retrospect to you?
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Are we talking specifically Magic or personal life or both?
I mean, you can definitely do both. I mean, for me, 2025 was the first year I was able to go to my first ever RC, accomplish my dream of winning an RCQ, or at least qualifying because it was a two slotter, and
that counts.
It was huge, and so for me, emotionally, Magic and otherwise, it meant a lot to me. How about you?
I mean, same. A lot of those accomplishments I also did. As we talked about on this channel, pretty quickly. I think the day it happened, that's when it was talked about.
Which is beautiful, as it should be.
We had that planned beforehand that we were streaming, by the way. It had nothing to do with my RCQ win. That just happened to be something.
You got very excited to come in and record. It was amazing. It was awesome.
Yeah, we were already doing it that day. It's just really funny how it worked out.
Yeah. So we're going to be reading off the cards that meant the most to us and kind of talking about what impact they had on us and why we thought they were a lot. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So we picked, each of us picked 3. I picked 4 because I'm a cheater, and I told them to pick 3, but I picked 4 anyway because I'm a cheater.
And for some sets, I wasn't able to come up with a full 3 for each of them, and I'm just going to pull some more out of me while we talk.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be like, oh yeah, that card exists as soon as I say something. So my honorable mention for Aether Drift, this set actually was kind of bad overall comparatively for just cards.
For most people, I got goblins.
Yeah, so it was bad for everybody. But my honorable mention goes to River Churn Monument for obvious reasons. I'm playing Esper Mill in Standard. That's the card that wins the game for it. Frog Monument. It's cool.
It's amazing. It's a card that allows you to mill your opponent for 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
2 cards as an activated ability, and then as an exhaust ability, which was a mechanic that came out in Aether Drift, which says you can do this once, not per turn, once permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And the activated ability on that is 4 mana to mill your opponent for a number of cards equal to their graveyard. And so if you can fill up their graveyard to half their library, as you do in your mill deck,
mm-hmm.
you mill out the rest of their library, and they deck themselves in their draw step.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Actually phenomenal card. So I agree. That card's really cool. Honorable mention for me would probably be Howl Squad Heavy. It's a 3 mana 2/3 that starts your engines. That doesn't matter. What matters is that it gives your goblins haste, and it makes a goblin at combat. So it gives your Krenko haste. It allows you to build a board very quickly, become very aggressive out of nowhere. It kind of slots in like our Goblin Chief and our Goblin War Leaders or War Chief slot, where you're able to late game hold your 3-drop and your 1-drop and go, here's my 3-drop, here's my 1-drop. I've immediately developed a board. So that's a card that means a lot to me. So
sure, I get it. It's a goblin. It says goblin on the type line. You'd like it.
Makes goblins,
You'll like my next pick, actually.
Okay.
My number 3 pick is Goblin Bastion.
Oh, the card is phenomenal.
Additionally, being the thing you absolutely do not want to see out of mono red on turn 2 after they've gotten a turn 1 Hard Claw. It also makes the Goblins deck more aggressive in general. This is a key piece to aggression in the Standard format right now.
It's amazing how, the red 1-drops have kind of gone through all of their good pieces. Like we had the Manifold Mouse. The Heartfire Hero. We play higher. The deck plays Higher Claw. When they lost Heartfire Hero, it's funny how fast they pivoted to Bastronaut. I don't know if decks did it initially, but it was one of those cards where it was like, oh, we just need another good red 1-drop. And it was like, how many lines of text does this card have? And Menace is sometimes sneakily unblockable.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to pump all of your extra damage into it. And in the late game, Double Strike, dumb.
Yeah, it's a card I don't like seeing on the other side of the field, for sure.
It's funny because that's my second pick as well.
I was sure you would pick it. I picked it partially for you and partially because I do think it's important to note.
It's a card that, like, if we're talking about that sequence where we can save our 1-drop for Howl Squad, we can go, here's my 1-drop Stadium Headliner, here's my 2-drop Sear Slicer, here's my 3-drop, my Lord. I attack for a bunch of damage. Wrath of God or Day of Judgment comes down, wipes the board. Then turn 4, you go Howl Squad Astronaut, you're back in the game.
Sure.
And so it feels very powerful.
Unless you're sitting behind 2 authorities, right, Jack?
Authority of the console single-handedly stifles the Goblin's deck. But you know what? With Lorwyn, that changes, because not all of our creatures are 1/1s.
Very good.
They're slightly bigger.
All right. My number 2 pick for Aether Drift is Monument to Endurance. I think that's the card's name.
Yeah.
This card has popped up recently and has been a nuisance in the format. And is also played heavily in Pioneer.
It's one of those cards where when you look at it for the first time, you're like, wait a second, this is very powerful. Like, I remember the first time I saw Monument, I was positive the card was busted, but we didn't have the cards to make it busted. So I didn't know how to explain it to people. It's one of those cards where you look at it and you're like, oh, like if I have to discard a card, like the thing I was thinking when I first saw it was, well, FOMO. Right? You immediately get to draw an extra card. You get to drain your opponent for 3. You get to make a treasure. All of the modes are relevant, and discarding cards is usually like the downside to things. Like I'm thinking of Tormenting Voice as a classic example. If you have the ability to just like discard cards, like as, a side effect, Monument turns sometimes the negatives of these cards that you're playing, because you're playing red, you have to discard cards as a cost sometimes. Or like, even if it's funny because there's so many different ways for you to abuse the card. If I thought it was good for EDH, but it turned out it was decent in standard. Innkeeper's Talent, or not Innkeeper's Talent.
Artist's Talent.
Artist's Talent is one of those cards where it makes discarding cards a breeze, and we didn't really have like the build in order to break it. Now the format's slowed down so much after the bans of Corey Steelcutter and of VV that we're in a spot where it's like, oh, you want to just chill? Well, I'm going to discard 3 or 4 cards and kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very busted. It's also my pick as well. I think that Monument is a ridiculous card. 3 mana for an artifact seems bad on paper until you play with it and you realize it can trigger on both players' turns. And as you said in Pioneer, with a free discard outlet, you're killing your opponent in 2 turn cycles.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing it in the Greasefang lists right now.
Yeah.
As just like an additional thing. If they don't get the Greasefang thing, they're playing those like 8/3/1s that can discard a card for free.
And those 3/1s are the bane of my existence because
the indestructible one is easier to deal with.
It's crazy. It's crazy when you watch cards go from like bulk rares to like actually playable cards. And that's the beauty of like watching formats and metas evolve over time is, as bans come out, decks have to pivot. And usually they pivot into unexplored spaces. Monument was a space that was really not explored. Now it's pseudo busted.
Yeah.
I think I can predict your third pick. Can I try?
Yeah, you'll be right.
I think it's going to be Stock Up.
Yeah, you're right.
We entered a phase of like mythic uncommons this year. There were so many busted uncommons, and Stock Up is the quintessential. Well, what if we did this, and then we did this, and then we did this? What if we take Divination, make it Fact or Fiction, or is it Fact or Fiction?
Yeah, that's 5 cards.
Yeah, you look at 5, and then what if we allow you to choose to, like, we make it Anticipate. It's Divination, Fact and Fiction, Anticipate. You're looking at the cards, you pick 2 of the best ones, 3 of them you lose, but usually when you're playing Fact or Fiction, that's what you choose. You choose the 2 best cards. And it has so many lines of text for an uncommon. Being able to grab 2 out of 5, insane rate. And it's funny because later in our list, we're going to be talking about another card that kind of just like took what the bar for standard card advantage was and just blew it out of the water.
How do you know that's on my list? I mean, it is. You're right. You're 100% right, but like, no spoilers sort of thing. Like, obviously that card's on my list.
It's insane. So that's kind of Aether Drift, in a nutshell for me. Do you have any parting thoughts for Aether Drift?
No.
Card games on motorcycles. It didn't go over well.
No, it was pretty. This was a pretty lame set. We got the last 5 of the Verges, but like, who cares, honestly?
Honorable mention to the lands. Yes, the lands were pretty good.
I didn't put them in my list at all because there's 5 of them.
I was
That would
thinking,
take 5 slots.
I was thinking about the Verges, but then I was like, you know what? There has to be better cards, and I'm glad we were able to agree on most of them.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to Tarkir Dragonstorm. Do you want to start? How many do you have on your list?
I have 3.
Okay, then I'll start. I have an honorable mention to the now banned Corey Steelcutter
Yes.
for ruining a format for a while.
Yeah, this is really funny how I think one of my favorite ways to explain this to people was there was a game that I played, and this was when VV was legal, and Corey Steelcutter, I believe VV and Corey Steelcutter were legal in the same deck for a tiny bit of time before it got banned.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't care.
Because I remember the Tulare Community College, shout out to the Legends, did a video with Jim Davis, and Jim Davis came on and beat the prof with VV by itself and had 2 Corey Steelcutters in his hand, and he was like, "Look, he's like, I didn't even need these," because VV was so powerful. But like the card broke so many expectations. You look at it and you're like, oh, well, how easy is it going to be to double spell every turn? And then you realize, oh, wait, we're just going to play all 1-drops in a Delver strat. Basically, this year, we've watched the Delver deck from Legacy come into Standard and beat the hell out
Minus Delver itself.
Minus Delver, because you don't need it.
Yeah, because Delver's bad now.
Yeah, oh my God. Delver nowadays is Dragon Rage channeling.
Yeah.
Insane. So I agree with that. Corey Steelcutter is one of those cards where you don't realize how powerful it is until you play against it, and then you realize that you either need to shatter it or have a way to kill them extremely fast.
And that's why I got banned, because those answers were not in Standard at that moment.
Yeah. I have a really good story because we were playing Mono Red Goblins with Screaming Nemesis. Shout out to the homie before they died. Rest in peace. Screaming Nemesis in the Goblins deck was the only way that we could beat the VV Corey Steelcutter deck. And actually, I went 5-3 on the day at the Energy right before it got banned. And I think the Energy might have been partially the reason why Corey Steelcutter got banned, because I think it was the entire top 8 was Corey Steelcutter decks.
I think Corey Steelcutter was on its way out regardless of that tournament.
It's crazy to like watch like real results locally and then like the bans happen. But regardless to say, I went 5-3 on the day and I didn't drop a single game to Corey Steelcutter. That was something that I screenshotted because it was one of my favorite achievements of all time. I was like, I beat the busted deck. Yeah. Like, I lost all my other games, but there was a lot of blue red prowess, and it was a great time because we were racing. We were like, oh look, we go fast. That was also the time frame where we had Horde Master, the 2-mana Goblin Lord with Krenko.
Oh, sure.
So that was when our deck was like the best it would have been during that time, and it felt phenomenal. Also, Screaming Nemesis won me so many games just because I could go Screaming Nemesis. It's gonna block, and when your opponent wants to attack but they can't, and you play Krenko, the game runs away really fast.
Sure, yeah, makes sense. But that was my 4.
Okay.
You have one now.
Yeah. So Stadium Headliner is a 1-mana rare goblin from this set.
Sure.
That's absolutely phenomenal. It's a 1-mana 1/1. I look at I agree, Derek, 1,000%. I look at Stadium Headliner as my munitions expert in Standard.
I mean, that's a fair take.
You have to sack it, but it also
you have to pay mana as well.
Yeah, it's tough. I think about it when you're playing it just as munitions. It's 3 mana. You're just playing it and immediately sacking it with like a Krenko active or something. But you can also just play it on 1. It's got mobilize, so it allows you to be aggressive. And it's one of those cards where it allows you to basically have Goblin Guide level stats without having to play Goblin Guide, right? Like a 1-mana 2/2 with haste would not be playable. But a 1-mana 1/1 that makes another 1/1 tapped and attacking when it attacks and has removal staple to it is just good enough where we play it. And in Goblins right now, we play Painter Studio and War Leader's Call. So we have access to a buff on turn 2, so we can attack for 4 with just a Stadium Headliner on 1. And if we play a Warrior's Call on 3, we can attack for 6 and then also deal them a damage. So it's a swing for 7 on turn 3 with just Stadium Headliner. So I think the card's powerful enough by itself, and to be worth mentioning. And it's really hard to get good removal right now in the Goblins deck, and it's one of 2 cards that have removal staple to it that we play. So I love Stadium Headliner. Big shout out to Legend. I wonder what you're going to pick.
I don't think you know. I don't think you know at all.
My guess is wrong then.
My number 3 pick is Strategic Betrayal.
Oh, explain.
So right now, Strategic Betrayal offers the aggressive and tempo decks in the format a way to deal with Sultai Reanimator and Black-White Raise the Past in a clean, convenient way that also removes a creature. I could play it myself. I don't want to, obviously, but I could play it.
I think that's a great read because one of the decks that we're seeing a huge uptick is the Sultai Reanimator deck because of the fact that Ouroboros is the best deck. Izzet Lessons is the best deck.
Izzet Lessons is the best deck.
However, a lot of people don't want to play Izzet Lessons for a multitude of reasons, right?
Because it's boring as hell.
We've just been through an Izzet format where everything's Izzet, and people kind of want to change things up for once, right?
Sure.
So people are usually pivoting either from Izzet Lessons to Sultai Reanimator or to Ouroboros, and then Sultai Reanimator's on the upswing because of the fact that on turn 4, even if they have an Ouroboros in play, you can flip the board and potentially immediately win, depending which list you play, if you play Terror of the Peaks or not. So I really like your Strategic Betrayal pick because of the fact that, you're right, it not only answers the Ouroboros decks, if you're able to go removal spell, edict your Ouroboros, but you're also able to just say, okay, your graveyard strategy just doesn't exist anymore. And we might take that tech for Goblins because we're going to be playing Rakdos pretty soon.
You're getting called out in the chat.
Never underestimate someone's unwillingness to change archetypes. Looking at you, Jack. Salute the legend!
Yeah, but that's his bit. Without it, he has no personality online. He has no brand without it. It's literally all he has.
It's stapled to the shirt. Actually,
my brand.
My poor brain. I can show you something really funny.
Are you sure you can find it?
Oh, somewhere in this mess. You guys can't. The legends can't see.
You don't want to see it. It's bad.
It looks pretty organized, but it's not.
It's not. It doesn't look organized, Jack. You're lying to them.
I got this from my amazing girlfriend. She bought me this for Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's very nice.
Early Valentine's Day present.
I was going to say, it's not Valentine's Day.
I have yet to hang it up. Well, I brought the mail in, and then she just opened it, and she left it out on accident, and then I saw it. And then she was like, oh, wait, you weren't supposed to see that. So she let me have it early, which is very, very nice of her. Izzet players can and will stay Izzet. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they should. Right now they should. Unless something happens, something changes.
It's crazy how long we've been stuck in this Izzet world. And I think actually this is a good thing for Goblins because we traditionally have a great matchup. I take it all back. They have Iroh's Demonstration and Fire Magic.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about?
Before, it was easy. Now, it's really bad.
And they have some combustion technique for your bigger guys. What are you talking about?
I'm like,
Actually, what are you talking about?
I'm like, here's my Lord. My board doesn't die anymore. Oh my God. I had a really smart player destroy my entire board because I had a bunch of X1s and a Dropkick Bomber. So they were all X2s. And I was like, haha, your Iroh's Demonstration doesn't do anything. Then what they did was they cast, I forget what it was, but they somehow dealt 1 damage to two damage. They cast a Combustion Technique with no lessons in the graveyard, dealt 2 to my Dropkick, then cast Iroh's Demonstration, dealt 1 to all my creatures. And my entire board fell like dominoes. It was very funny.
Sure, they could have done it the other way as well. Who cares?
That's fair. That's fair. It was crazy. Izzet Rug and Grixis are my favorite combinations. See, I'm a Jund, Mardu, and Abzan player.
That can't be true. That last one can't be true.
Wait.
That's not a red color combination.
See, the thing is, I don't like blue. So
yeah, that's fine.
But
you don't have to lie to these people and tell them that you don't just play red in every format.
Yeah, it's true. I like the colors that really called to me when I got
Just say
into it.
Rakdos. What are you doing?
You know what's funny? My origin story is actually really interesting. I started as a Demir mage. My first ever pre-release kit was a Demir pre-release kit, and that wasn't. I didn't know how to play, right? So like I opened the kit and I played the games, and I got tired. I kept getting run over by creatures. So I was like, "What is this? How are you supposed to win the game in Demir?" The next pre-release that I did, I went from Demir because I think Demir was RTR. I went from Demir to Rakdos, and I had the best time of my life. And I was like, aha, Rakdos mage for life. Flip flop.
Rakdos was RTR. Demir was Gate Crash.
Okay, I don't know what the hell I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I have no idea. This story's like nice and all, but I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't like blue either, but I love drawing cards.
Well, then you like blue.
That makes sense.
That's all blue does.
You know what? You can impulse with Howls or Hordemaster Death Triggers. That's kind of like drawing cards.
Okay, anyway, blue draws cards.
Okay, so Stadium Headliner was my pick. I'm really interested to see what yours is.
Well, we just talked about it. It was strategic betrayal.
Oh, god damn it.
We literally just had a whole conversation.
Okay.
Where were you?
Okay, I have one that you're going to adore. You know what?
You don't have to play counter. You don't have to play counter magic in blue. You can just play blue.
We prefer you draw cards to counter spells, 1,000%. So if I had to pick a card out of Tarkir that I think probably had the greatest impact on all formats overall, it would be Ugin, Eye of Storms.
Okay.
Like being able to in Modern have a 7-drop that immediately matters. There's been cards like since Modern Horizons where they have efficient ways to use their mana. As soon as turn 3 comes down, they have the 7 mana. They can spend it on a kick sowing Micah Spawn if they have another way to filter a colorless for a green. There's a bunch of cool things you can do. Kozilek's Command. However,
that is my favorite 7-drop in Modern, Kozilek's Command.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Ugin, however, is just like the best. I can't tell you how many times I'm top decking against the Eldrazi deck or against the Tron deck. Rest in peace, Tron.
Yeah, I was going to say what Tron deck is. There's no Tron deck anymore.
Completely been absorbed.
It's been assimilated.
When I'm grinding and they cast the Ugin, then they exile my birthing ritual or my Snoop or insert anything here.
Insert Goblin here.
And exactly. And then it resolves. And then they either get to gain life and draw a card, or they get to make mana, which means they'll cast another colorless spell, which will kill another one of my goblins. It's actually insane. I think this card is super undervalued in just overall, specifically powerful in, Legacy. You have Cloud Post. In Modern, you have Ugin, or Modern, you have Tron. Pioneer, you might be able to play it in Lotus Field, but I think that if there's going to be a big control deck, this takes the same slot as Jeskai Revelation in my mind.
Yeah, but Jeskai Revelation's better.
Yeah, it's true. I did see
that one draws cards.
I was talking to our friend JD the other day about how he was playing Jeskai Control. He played against somebody who had sideboarded the double black Thoughtseize, where you can gift a card.
Cruel Claws.
Trick
or whatever.
Yeah,
who cares?
Something. And you're able to take a card out of their hand and then cast it for free. And his mono black opponent boarded into 4 of those and then took his Jeskai Revelations.
Yeah.
And then was able to cast his Jeskai Revelations against him. And that was one of the funniest things that I saw. So I think that, yeah, Ugin's really cool. And, the ramp decks needed a good payoff. I think that Kozilek's Command in Modern can go. And then this card would be just what we expect from Tron, which is okay.
Sure. But Eldrazi is here to stay, unfortunately. And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Compared to the rest of the format, I agree. Eldrazi is fine.
All right. You want my number 2? Or do you want to guess?
Okay, so if I'm thinking about Tarkir Dragonstorm and the fundamental cards to Tarkir Dragonstorm, I would say probably, is it Shiko? Not Shiko. The Jeskai Dragon.
No.
Okay, that was my guess. Go ahead.
My number 2 pick is Blossoming Sands. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That would be fucking a terrible thing. I have seen some people playing Tranquil Cove, though, unironically on the ladder.
Sure.
In blue-white.
Just to gain some life.
Yeah, in blue-white control. People are playing. I don't think that's ever correct.
I don't think so, but you could do it.
My number 2 is Moraine River Regent.
Yes, the dragon.
It draws cards.
Also, Moraine River region also does something very unique, which was, I'm sure, the reason that you picked it.
Yeah, it's part of combo decks.
The Omniscience deck in Standard was so powerful, and they were working really hard with Invasion of insert name of plane that we've never been to here.
That wasn't in Standard, but
it was like they were doing a March of Machines thing where they gave their opponent a battle, and then like
but Moraine River region wasn't in Standard. But
you're right. I remember the Omniscience deck having to take a very convoluted line where
they have a much easier line now,
and it's just double Moraine River region with a Roiling Dragonstorm. So one of those cards where before it was printed, a combo deck had to work really hard. It came out and kind of put the train.
Now the combo deck still has to work kind of hard.
Yeah, you're right, because they banned the Granny came back. Poor Granny. Granny got hit the ban hammer. Abuelos. Abuelos awakening.
Okay, that's what you meant by Granny. I was like, what? Never mind. No, that joke actually landed.
I swear,
I
swear I'm not crazy.
No, you're right. That one was fine. I'm the dumb one.
No. They're good. So Moraine River region was insane, being able to bounce, and now they just play it for value. Right?
It's fine.
You just like
draws cards.
Draw the cards. Hold up the counter magic. If they don't play anything, you draw your cards. And late game, if you need to just bounce a couple problematic permanents, you bounce their things. You have a good blocker, or more often than not, my opponent can round the corner with that dragon really fast.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're goblins. You die to draw cards.
I can't fly. Yeah. Except for the dropkick bomber, but usually they don't let that resolve.
Sure.
They just kill it. They kill it pretty consistently. I think that's all we had for Dragonstorm.
No, I still have one more.
Oh.
So you want to guess again? This is kind of fun.
It's not a god. I'm gonna say the 4-mana dragon that gives everything minus as an adventure, and then
that card sucks.
Okay.
Golgari Dragons is not a real deck. Don't play that.
Damn it!
It's Voice of Victory.
Yes. We actually played this in Goblins.
Yes, I know. I play it in Mill.
Doctor.
You understand. Being able to make sure your spells resolve is really good in this format.
It's crazy,
especially against lessons where you need like pivotal interaction points on your turn to resolve. That's why I play it.
It's funny because before Avatar, really counters weren't really played a lot. Like it was something that like specific decks played counter spells in specific slots. Like you saw the Dimir deck play the kicker spell, the 2-mana counter unless you pay 2. It was basically quench. And then you also saw sometimes the control decks playing the Reveal the Dragon or 3 Steps Ahead.
Yep. Dispelling Exhale, though that's more in combo decks, actually.
Okay.
The decks that are playing Moraine River region, which are usually more combo oriented.
And so like before,
or just guide control.
We played Cavern to like get our spells down, but it wasn't like super necessary. Now with Izzet being the top deck, sometimes they're playing main deck Spell Pierce. No. They're playing it'll quench you because that's a Spell Pierce that can hit anything. And
it's a quench. Because it says quench in the name, and that was the first card that did that at that mana value.
It'll quench your jokes, Jack.
Yeah, the Watsy was doing a funny bit, I guess. I don't know. I don't think that's very funny.
Well, Watsy can try to be funny. Sometimes they work. Sometimes it works. Most of the times it doesn't. No, but 1,000% Voice of Victory is insane. Mobilize is insane.
Yeah, Mobilize 2 on it. It's a 1/3 that deals 3 damage in combat.
It kind of, and if you put like an attack trigger thing on it, like a Painter Studio, it deals 6 in combat. Put a War Leader's Call on it, it deals 8 in combat. It's a nasty card.
Sure, yeah.
It's a nasty card.
It's a nasty little bug.
You can put the synergy pieces together to make it very busted, and it gets out of hand very quickly. It's funny because a lot of times you don't want to overcommit against control. It's one of those cards you don't need to commit much. A Voice of Victory.
No, they have to commit on their turn.
Yeah,
with the Voice of Victory out,
which is amazing. So, and then we move into truly dark times for Magic. We move into Final Fantasy.
What do you mean? Final Fantasy was great.
It was great. It was totally great. Remember how people didn't think Vivi was good right away?
No. I always thought Vivi was good.
Everybody thought Vivi was good. I was just checking.
What kind of bit were you doing there? It was a really weird bit you got going.
It was bad. I thought Vivi. Let me say this. I thought Vivi was really bad. I didn't think it was the greatest.
Oh yeah, well, it didn't say Goblin on it.
It's true, and like it had 0 power. Like it can't be good if it has 0 power, right?
Please open your hymnals to this
so
like a fucking idiot.
So for me, I think my honorable mention for Final Fantasy was.
I think you'll get one of mine, and
Okay.
I think the other 3 will surprise the hell out of you.
So let me guess. Self-destruct. Because it won a Pro Tour.
I don't care.
It was so cool watching Ken Yukihiro push through damage with his Screaming Nemesis and then self-destruct his own Screaming Nemesis, dealing his opponent 6 extra points of damage. It gave because the Screaming Nemesis is now no longer with us, so much reach. Being able to go like, oh, I'm gonna monstrous rage my Screaming Nemesis, trample over your thing. Your damage is gonna deal like your chump block is not gonna be a chump block anymore. I'll shoot you from that, trample over, self-destruct on my own Screaming Nemesis, shoot it for 5, shoot you for 5, shoot you for 5. So it's ridiculous. They take like so much damage, and if they don't block, right, you just go monstrous rage, deal you 5, shoot it, deal you another 10. That's 15 points of damage with one Screaming Nemesis. And as a red mage, chef's kiss.
Okay.
It was nice.
Okay.
They had to ban our boy.
Yes. All those cards you mentioned are banned by self.
Except for self-destruct.
Yeah, because that card's not good.
All right. So do you have an honorable mention for this set?
I do. I have one for all.
Okay.
My honorable mention is Demon Wall. Because it curves perfectly into Unholy Annex. And I'm sad that they're not playing that line anymore, but there is a spot for it in the meta.
I think that Unholy Annex is one of those cards.
Can I get a drink?
1,000%. That's extremely underrated until you play against it.
I think Unholy Annex is one of the best cards in the format right now.
I mean, if it tells you anything, I bought 4 Unstoppable Slashers, 4 Unholy Annex to play in Rakdos Goblins.
Okay, whatever.
It's
Big whatever.
It's bad.
Just play Mono Black. You sound like a coward.
No. We have to play Goblins.
Just play Mono Black. Don't be a coward.
One of the
Ruin your entire brand.
One of the brews will be Mono Black Gob Demons. Goblins. Demobs. Demlins.
No, you're almost there. Keep going. This is definitely not a waste of everyone's time.
We'll get there after the podcast, but we're gonna try. Just because I think the card's really cool, card drawing is very strong. We don't need it now because we have all these new Lorman cards, but I bought them just in case I wanted to pull up the deck. And I think Unstoppable Slasher with Meek Attack, chef's kiss.
Sure.
Because you sneak it in on their end step, and you untap and you attack, and then you're able to have it die at the end step, and it comes right back because of the effect. So,
yep.
Yeah, those great honorable mentions. Moving into like the main cards, is Vivi in your list?
No.
Oh,
I don't care. Vivi's banned. Who cares?
well, let's pretend it's not on my list.
If it is on your list, that's fine.
I think
You're cringe, but it's fine.
I just wanted to mention kind of what I was saying before, where it's one of those cards that was obviously pushed. I was hoping it was not going to be good. Turned out to be really good. In the beginning, it was slightly overshadowed. Like I remember when people were playing Corey Steelcutter and saying that Corey Steelcutter was better than Vivi, and then Vivi was in the format with Corey Steelcutter, and people were like, okay, maybe it's better than Corey Steelcutter. Then they banned Corey Steelcutter, and then Vivi took over the show, and now it's played all the way back to Legacy. Like it's an insanely busted card. If it just made mana and it didn't ping your opponent, that'd be great. It'd be totally fine. It would still be a great card. So the fact that it has all these extra lines of text, I think it got the Universes Beyond treatment, which is Hasbro CEO is looking over your shoulder saying, I don't understand why it's good. And then you have to add another line of text. And then it's like, okay, I don't think it's good. And then you have to add another line of text. It didn't feel like, to me, that the Magic designers themselves were like, oh, this card's ready and this is fine. It felt like a card that had to be so busted they could show it to a non-Magic player and they would understand that it was busted. And that
I think they failed on that margin then.
Because it had so many different words on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is an 0-3 for 3. Not a very good stat line, is it?
That's a good point. But they don't know what stat lines are.
Yeah, who cares?
So yeah, I think Vivi was dumb, but everybody thought it was dumb and it was banned. So good riddance.
My number 3 is Traveling Chocobo.
Interesting.
I just wanted to give the Green Decks a shout out because I don't care about them, but I feel like they deserve it.
I saw one of the coolest matchups that I ever saw was I saw Eldrazi versus Birds in Legacy.
Sure, man. Legacy sounds like a joke.
It was hilarious. They were like they somehow got it down. I think turn 2 or turn 3, and then they were because what it does is it allows you to play lands off the top, and then it
doubles triggers that based on lands entering.
Yeah,
or triggers from birds. I think. Which who cares?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
What is a bird even?
I'm trying to remember exactly
It's
what
not
he was
a
playing.
goblin.
I think he was. Yes, I agree. It was just really interesting to watch him play. I think it was Saz Chocobo.
Yeah.
And
that's
then,
the one you usually play with it.
And then you were playing. He was playing like Wasteland and Fetchlands, and he was able to get the Saz Chocobo really big.
Mm-hmm.
And then the traveling.
Yeah, you do that in standard too. Wasteland was in Foundations.
The traveling Chocobo was cool, and then I was like, "Why is this deck in Legacy? What is it doing?" And then you played a Nadu. And
that's a bird. That's a bird. That's very funny. That's a.
And I was like, "Oh, I see you."
Oh no!
I understand now. And he won that game. But he was sitting there with the Eldrazi player for so many turns. And then it was like,
don't let kids do not.
It was like, oh, this is fine. This is totally fine. I think he won interns on turn 4 of interns. He was like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna do the thing. And you could see his opponent being like, like, I can't believe you did
this. It's a funny little bird deck until Nadu hits the field. Then you're like, uh-oh.
Kill it with fire.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, so I like that one a lot. I think that Traveling Chocobo is really cool. It's a nice build around. It's a synergy piece. I think that Magic is better when you give yourself stipulations, like you play a certain creature type, and it also is really nice when you have to work for your synergy. The opposite of a card like Vivi is a card like Traveling Chocobo, where you have to try to figure out what birds are good. You have to ask yourself questions in order to figure out how to break the card, whereas Vivi gives you the answers, right? Vivi is like cast spells. It's in the text box.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Traveling Chocobo is like, okay, well, you need birds to have effects. What birds have effects? Then you're going to go
You
look
don't need birds for Chocobo. It's lands entering the battlefield.
Lands, yes.
So like the Hydra from Foundations. Gets real big. Just ask Kerrigan. She plays the deck.
Oh, dude. Yeah, shout out to Kerrigan. Ridiculous.
Will not shout out her dad, though.
So I think that Chocobo was really cool. I didn't even know what a Chocobo was. I was pronouncing it completely wrong.
Chocobaco?
Yeah, the entire spoiler season, people were calling me out. They're like, he's rage baiting. And I was like, I don't know what Final Fantasy is. Then we played it here live.
I'm not rage baiting. I'm an idiot.
That. And we played it here on the channel. It's in one of the playlists talking about, I think we did like a 6 or 7 hour stream where I just played 4 different Final Fantasy games. And I barely got into the intros of each game before I had to switch over to the new one. And
why did you do that to yourself?
Well, because people were like, you have to play this one and this one and this one and this one. I was like,
all right, I've done that.
I was like, I'll do a stream and I'll just do like an hour or 2 for both of them, for each of them.
That'll probably get a decent way into the game, right?
No. Have you played?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of those kinds of games.
The first one that I played, I got stuck on the tutorial. I couldn't even get
I am not surprised you got stuck on a tutorial.
I couldn't get out of that combat tutorial, and I was like, okay, guys, we're going to the next one. And everyone was like, what?
It's so you coded to get stuck on a tutorial.
I was like, I swear. And later they told me, they're like, yeah, you see, you were supposed to do this thing before you got there. And because you didn't do that thing, you were just losing immediately. And I was like, oh, why would they put that in the tutorial? Anyways.
Read the game. It's not hard.
So That was you.
That was my number 3.
That was Chocobo. For me, Esper Origins has been a card that I've seen a lot recently.
Mhm.
It's a very powerful
It's a pretty
card
good pick.
in limited. It's also really good right now in the, as you said, the Sultai Reanimator deck. I also
I've seen some mono green lists playing it. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's correct though.
I mean, like it definitely felt like I'll tell you. So when I top aided an RCQ with Boros Goblins not last week, the week before. It was like the first RCQ of the year, and maybe it was last week. I don't know. Times an artificial construct.
It's the 15th. Apparently, allegedly.
So it must not have been. It must have been December, I guess. I don't know. It was the first RCQ of this year, I'm pretty sure. So it must have been last week. My brain doesn't understand time. And I played against. So it was round 1. I played Sultai Reanimator. Round 2, I played Sultai Reanimator. Round 3, I played Power 4 or Greater Matters. The Teamer Battlecryer deck.
Sure, man.
Yeah,
That sounds like a real funny deck.
It was cool. I just had to kill the Teamer Battlecryer, and the rest of the deck was 4/4s.
Great.
It was a really cool.
Sounds like it dies to a board wipe.
It did. It does die to a board wipe. The issue is we don't play those.
Well,
So-
then play a better deck.
So
Yes.
no, we lost game 1 because we didn't kill the Battlecryer every time the Battlecryer came down. So we let them untap with it, like to get a Krenko down. We got a huge board and attacked and put them to like 2, and then they 20'd me on the backswing. Then games 2 and 3, I was playing very reserved, and I was able to like just get there each very close
Sure.
combat math each games. Krenko's dumb. And then
I didn't realize you were back to playing that card.
yeah, it's really bad in the local meta because everybody plays Authority of the Consoles.
It's just me, brother.
It's
no
just
one
me.
else is playing that card.
It's
It's
pretty-
literally just me.
It's
And I
pretty-
don't know why you keep trying to insinuate that other people are playing.
Dude, it's a great card. Everybody should play Authority of the Consoles. And
No, it's hyper specific.
and the red deck is actually on a downturn right now.
Mhm.
However,
That's why we cut one from the board. I'm only playing 3 now.
oh, thank God. We might have a chance, ladies and gentlemen. So it was round 1 Sultai Reanimator, round 2 Sultai Reanimator, round 3. So I won round 1. My opponent was not playing Esper Origins. Back to what you're saying. Round 2, my opponent was playing Esper Origins and I lost. Round 3, I played against Power 4 or Greater Teamer Battlecryer. I won.
Because they weren't playing Esper Origins.
Because they weren't playing Esper Origins.
That's how you beat Goblins, Esper Origins.
It's
Esper Origins, which by the way, it's a green card. I know this is a Final Fantasy reference. Don't come for me in the comments. I just think it's funny that we have a color trio called Esper, and this card is not in Esper.
It's so funny.
Again, don't come for me, comments. I don't want to hear it.
Then round 4, I played against black, green, or a Boroid, and I won that one as well. So I was 3-1, and then I was able to draw in my final round. And then those of you counting at home, the only loss that I took was to the Esper Origin Sultai Reanimator list. And then
What are
round
they playing in the black, green, or Borite deck? If not like shitty cards like Esper Origin.
no, I think it was literally just like playing removal, like Shoot the Sheriff, and then the Stormbrood card.
It's okay. They were playing the Dragons deck then, Golgari Dragons.
Yeah, I don't know what the official term is, but they definitely were playing not stock Ouroborid, and they're not playing Simic Ouroborid.
Yeah, which is stock Ouroborid.
Yeah, that's true. That did change. And so then my first round of top 8 in the quarters, I play against the Esper Origin Sultai Reanimator list, and I lose again. So that was pretty clear and concise, like information for me to know. We just can't beat Esper Origins. We have to.
Yeah, that's certainly
It's
what you're
like
supposed to take from. What are you talking?
It's empirical data.
That's not how data works.
Data transfers over and tells us we should not be playing against this card. It's too powerful. So Esper Origins, very powerful card. It was really good in limited, especially, and good in standard. What do you think about Final Fantasy?
Nothing. I know nothing about this game or any games. I've never played this game. What is Magic?
I'd rather.
I've never played this game. I'm just here. I'm a personality.
I've hired him to come and talk about cards.
He gives me a script every time. I know nothing about the game.
It's written horribly. He can barely read it.
It's written in Goblin. I don't even know how he did that. That's not a real language. Hold on. You gotta read the script. My number 2 pick is Cecil Dark Knight.
Ooh, Cecil's a good pick.
Giving mono black and also Demir a overstated 1-drop with a whatever trigger has been pretty interesting for the meta.
Yeah, I think it's one of those cards where you look at it and you're like, oh my god, that's insanely busted. The cost is very low. As long as you're being the aggressor, you don't really care about your life total, especially in a deck like Demir. You're going to control the board. You're going to make sure that you basically play a Delver strat. You get the creature down, you protect it, you keep your opponent from advancing their game plan. And, once you get to 10, your opponent's also at 10, but then the creature basically levels up. It becomes something that has lifelink, so it'll put you back at a higher life total than your opponent will be, and it closes the game very quickly. In a red deck, you enjoy seeing it because it makes them lose life. However, it doesn't really matter that it makes them lose life because you can get them to a lower life total faster, and then the Cecil just flips. So it's one of those cards where you see it and you're like, ah, yes, I'm only smiling if I have double Boros Charm in my hand.
Sure.
It's the only time that I'm happy. Otherwise, I'm like, damn you, Cecil. Why do you have to have 3 toughness?
Yeah.
It's a crazy card. And
what do you have?
Okay, it's an uncommon. Can you guess what it is?
I don't care.
Fire Magic. I think that Fire Magic is
Sure.
absolutely busted.
Well, that's just because it beats you.
1,000%. We have the ability to go. Here's my turn 1 play. It's got 1 toughness. Here's my turn 2 play. It's got 1 toughness. And then
here's my turn 3 play. It got 1 toughness because my deck is bad.
A Stiff Breeze does take us down. But the play pattern usually goes, I play my 1-drop, I play my 2-drop. At the end of my turn 2, my opponent has 1 red mana up, a Fire Magic. My entire board is gone. They then get to untap and basically take the Monarch back, in the sense. They take the tempo away from me. And it not only can be leveled up in order to deal 2 or 3 damage. 3 is pretty much impossible in standard, unless you're getting to ramp or
you also don't need it.
Yeah, or you get into the super late game. Well, it kills Krenko. That's the only time it's important.
That's not important. Killing Krenko is not important.
I think the card's very strong. We saw End the Festivities be played for a little while.
Yeah, but that had synergy with the prowess decks.
That's a good point. So I think that the card's very strong. And, it wasn't too long ago that we had Fiery Cannonade printed in Ixalan. Remember? Ixalan had Fiery Cannonade, and that was a big deal. You had an instant speed, deal 2 damage to everything. And that was a big deal, right?
Sure.
For goblins.
Sure.
It's a big deal. And now we have Fire Magic, which can be scaled, and it's very versatile. And alongside another card that we'll be talking about later, it just allows these decks that have low toughness to just get wiped out super easily. Also, it's one of those cards that it's amazing if you're playing against the Lessons deck. You kick a Fire Magic, deal 2 damage to their entire board, their otters die, their grand dies, then they die.
Kill Grandma.
Kill the grandma.
That's the lesson from Goblin Ringleader's YouTube channel. Kill your grandmother.
Shh, abuelo, shh.
Abuelo means grandfather.
No!
Abuela means
abuela, yes.
Abuelo is dead.
No! Yeah,
Abuela is not long for this world if I can help it.
we had to burn her with fire. I'm sorry, abuela. So, yeah, Fire Magic is my last pick from Final Fantasy. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, my last pick from
Final Fantasy. Go for it. Yes, go. Go ahead.
The Starting Town.
That's a good one.
The land. It's a land. It's pretty good.
I think that with the power level that we are at right now in standard, it's more important than ever to have quick, efficient, reliable mana. Starting Town does the same thing in any deck. Early game, late game, it sucks, but that just means that you just don't play it. If you top deck it, you play it as a tap land, you have to bite that bullet. But if you have it in your opening hand, you can sequence your lands in such a way where it's basically an untapped duel. You're pinging yourself, so it's technically, I guess, a pain land. But Also gives you the ability to tap for generics. You don't have to pin yourself. You don't have to die to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we just lost all of the fast lands in March. Not all of them, I guess.
None of them were in March.
What was the Copper for Razor Verge?
Yeah, but they weren't in March. They were in Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah. So we lost the fast lands. Yeah, we lost half of the fast lands, and so Starting Town kind of just slotted into those decks, saying, "Okay, well, you know what? We have these replacements now. We're going to use them." And
yeah, OTJ had the other 5. That's right.
Yeah, Outlaws. That's right. It's really good, and I think that the card is. When we saw it, we knew it was going to be a staple in Standard, and now with all the shocks and verges, we don't really need it. But it kind of
some decks still want it though.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of bridged the gap. Now we're in a place where mana's better, but 5 color elementals is definitely going to play it.
Yeah,
like any deck that's trying to really play more than.
Yeah, I hope 5 color elementals becomes the best deck.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
Well, that means my deck's the best deck.
Well, yeah,
there's no way I use the 5 color elementals. I'll just clown on them.
Imagine if 5 color allies is the best deck.
5 color allies, I clown on that deck all day. It's great.
And I clown on that deck too.
That deck will never be good. That deck is dog shit.
It's so fun to play against allies. You're like, oh yes.
Oh yeah, a free win. Great.
You do your thing.
Yeah.
They'll be okay.
Yeah. You do your thing for a couple turns. I'll board wipe you and then we'll continue.
Yeah, it's like, where'd my hand go?
Here's Katara and 3 guys. All right, cool. You drew a card and gained 4 life. Like, what do I care?
Do you have a quench?
No, you don't. That's so weird.
Oh, it's the wrong deck. Yeah. I guess you
get out of here.
I guess you lose now.
Edge then?
Yeah, let's move on. I think we have one of the same cards. Oh, do you have any honorable mentions? I don't think I do.
Yeah, I do. I have Umbral Collar Zealot as being the enabler for Black-White Raise the Past.
One of the best sack outlets we've seen in a very long time. 2 mana for a 3/2. It's undercosted. Allows you to sack a creature to surveil one.
Or artifact.
Ooh, I forgot about the artifact.
Yeah, the map tokens.
That's huge.
In this format, go away.
You're like, get lost. And then you're like, here's my thing. I'm going to sack 2 things, put 2 cards in my bin. Or, if it's good on top, you leave it on top.
Yeah. Do you often have that? Do you often leave it on top? Sorry. That's not appropriate.
It went right over
Sorry, kids.
Someone out there will understand it. It went right over my head.
I'm sure there's a lot of things that go over your head.
So my honorable mention is Full Bore.
Sure, man. You got it. I know why you put it on the list, but whatever.
There was a 3 mana. There's a big. It's like a 9.
Oh, that's why you put it on the list. You're fucking dumb.
It's a 9. It's a 9 mana. Like
such a shitty line.
7.
Limited.
You like warp it in, and then you full bore it, and then it gets +3/+2, and against trample and haste, so you get to attack for 10. Or I guess 12 if it's got 9
Yeah,
power.
so you take 12 in limited, and then your opponent wasted their turn, and then you still win.
I had this.
That happened to me at pre-release, and I still won that game. It just didn't matter.
Yeah, I think I did that to you.
I'm sure you did.
And it was
you were like, oh, this is so cool. I'm like, all right, you're dead.
Because I remember mulliganing to it in a match, and I remember being like, oh, yes, I have lands in this, and this will be fine. And I didn't draw another spell for the rest of the game. And it was not fun. So I think Full Bore is cool. Why did you think I picked Full Bore? Is there a better reason?
The Leyline decks. I thought it was a weird pick to shout those decks out with, but like whatever.
What's the Leyline decks?
Leyline of Resonance.
Oh, the red deck. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't like the Leyline combo red deck. That's too fast. I want to enjoy the game by playing my 3 and 4 drop goblins. I can't just win on turn 2 or 3.
Why not?
Yeah, it's boring.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but like, why not?
Actually, it's funny you say that because I think that the mono red resonance deck was very good for a very specific point in time. I don't know.
Wake up.
Well, as we get new and better cards, it's one of those things where going fast isn't good enough anymore. You kind of need to have like staying power over time.
Remember that, kids. Going fast isn't good enough. You want to take your time.
Wise words from the legend.
Foreplay and aftercare are important.
So yeah, that's actually really nice because I totally
wasn't talking about magic there.
God damn it. So I think the Leyline of Resonance deck is cool. I totally forgot about it because it hasn't really been a thing for a while.
I can't forget about it. Robert lives in my head rent free.
That makes sense. Shout out to Robert if you're out there watching.
Please get out of my head.
The absolute legend.
Or start paying rent.
keep playing your stuff. This man comes with brews all the time, and I absolutely love it. It's really cool to see.
He never shares his brews though.
Yeah, he's too good.
I meant the drinks he brings.
It helps with the spice of life. Okay, so Full Row was my honorable mention. What's your actual pick?
Oh, you want my number 3 now? We just talked about umbrella collars. What are you doing?
Oh my god, I thought that was your honorable mention.
That was my honorable mention. I was asking if you wanted my number 3 pick.
Yes. Oh yes. Give me
or a Boroid. We've already talked about it though.
It's busted.
Yeah, we could just move on.
Yeah, it's one of those cards you have to kill on sight where it loses you the game. I agree 1,000%. Okay, Riddler.
That's your number 3?
Yeah.
That's my number 2.
Beautiful. Busted. Draws you card.
Grayton, Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy.
Vintage.
Maybe. Who knows? I'm not one of the 8 people who play Vintage.
Every card's good in Vintage. You just got
that can't possibly be true. Don't you dare say that.
I took my Legacy deck with no power and I played it in Vintage and I went 5-0 in the league.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was amazing. I will say it was like a friendly casual league, and I played up against the Luris. It was all the Moxen, all the power Luris frog deck.
Sure.
And Goblins just traditionally crushes frog decks.
Sure, because they're bigger than frogs, so they step on frogs. You've ever seen a goblin in the wild? I haven't.
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
I pushed down too hard. I didn't know that this was bending. Okay. Anyways,
Huh. All right. Well,
I'll fix that later.
technical difficulties.
God damn it. Okay, so
Stop playing with your chair like that.
yeah, I was just trying to adjust myself. That's what she said. Anyways.
What does that mean, Jack?
I don't know. I just said the thing. So I think Riddler's one of those cards where when you look at it the first time, you're like, it's a Sphinx. Sphinxes are traditionally bad.
Interesting take. Go on.
The only real good Sphinx that I've ever seen is Consecrated Sphinx and Sphinx's Revelation.
Sphinx is the final word.
Okay. That was a good final word. I think that Sphinx's Revelation was one of like my favorite cards of like my original standard. It was the first standard that I ever played. And Consecrated Sphinx is an EDH staple. Riddler kind of combines those two cards. It says, well, this card draws you cards and it gives you a body. It allows you to win the game by itself. Like the amount of times where a Quantum Riddler comes down and it's big enough to block pretty much everything that you have, or it allows you to just race because it's a 5-turn clock in the air. It's actually phenomenal.
It's not an outlaw though. You can just shoot it.
You can shoot it, which doesn't make any sense because it's a Sphinx that's jumping through dimensions.
Yeah. Still dies to gun.
Gun, biggest thing in multiverse.
Yeah. A lot of things die to gun. You die to gun.
I do die to gun. That's why we make lots of me. Lots of goblins, they can only shoot one. Riddler's dumb. There's a bunch of decks that abuse it. In Modern, you flicker it. In Standard, you have the ability to either counter
play it. The ability to play it.
We play. I'm testing Izzet before Lorwyn comes out. I've been testing Izzet Goblins literally just to play Consult the Star Charts, Quantum Riddler, and the Blue Red Siege. What?
That sounds like nonsense. Don't do that.
We got a brew. It was a lot of fun, and it helps us a lot in like the board wipe matchups. We just like hold up, kick, consult, keep attacking until they do something. The turn that they board wipe, they tapped out, so we then kick a consult. The next turn we untap and we do the haste or Howl Squad plus a 1-drop haste attack. So, I think that
okay, man.
Yeah,
if you think that's good,
sequencing is important. I just haven't found the right one yet. So I think that Riddler's really busted. When a deck like mine, which is pretty much all in on one creature type, we're all in on one creature type, plays a different card, literally just to be able to recoup some of the losses that we get from fire magics and Iroh's demonstrations and spot removal. it draws you 2 cards baseline, and it draws you 4 cards if you have 1 card in hand and you warp it. Like there's games where you'll just warp it on 2, and then you'll play it on 5, and it draws you 2 cards, and that's usually good enough.
Okay.
Nah.
What was your number 2? That was your number 3, wasn't it?
That was my 3. Cosmic Grand Zenith.
Sure. I haven't seen that card do anything, to be honest with you.
In a very long time. When Edge first came out, the Esper Self Blink decks were like still kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of glad those decks have gone away, though. They're not very interesting.
They were very unfun to play against, I agree. When Hopeless Nightmare was banned, that was a big thing. And this town ain't big enough also.
Yeah, all those cards were banned because of that deck.
And Cosmic Grand Zenith was one of those cards where it was like, oh, well, how are you going to be able to double spell every turn? And it's like, well, if I have 1 self-bound spell, one by itself, like a Fear of Isolation, every time that I cast this Fear of Isolation, I'm going to double spell because the card I pick up, I'm going to replay and immediately trigger it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have 2, you just get to guarantee that you'll make extra tokens or put counters on your dudes every single turn. It kind of feels like Ouroboros with more steps.
Yeah, which is why it's bad.
Yeah.
Because Ouroboros is 1 step. Ouroboros.
You just go, Ouroboros.
Uh-oh.
Do you concede? And then they get to choose.
And they jump. It's like, all right, well, fuck.
Damn it.
Here we are.
Okay, so that was my number 2. What's your wait, that was your number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My number 1 is Consult the Star Charts.
My number 1 is Consult the Star Charts.
The card is very strong.
We haven't seen a draw spell like this ever. To be honest, this is the best draw spell in the game outside of Ancestral Recall itself. And this is not a hot take for me. This is just like basically how it'll be.
I would agree. I mean, the way I look at it is it's better
than dig. It's better than stock up.
Well, I say it's a dig through time that doesn't require you to have a graveyard, which is amazing.
I mean, technically, dig through time doesn't require you to have a graveyard. It just requires you to have an ass load of mana for no reason.
Too much mana. And I think that it's one of those cards that when you look at it in the face and you think about how games are played. You know, we play Anticipate. We play.
We haven't played Anticipate in years. Don't lie to me.
Well, back in my day, Uncle Bolas was.
Yeah. No, I know. Back in those days, we were playing Anticipate. We don't need to now. We have better cards.
Yeah, and so, I will say, I had to stick up for my friend. The top 3 card advantage cards of all time are going to be Ancestral, Consult the Star Charts, Goblin Ringleader.
Stock up.
No. Goblin Ringleader.
That's a terrible take. I've never heard a worse take from you, and that's saying something.
It's a 1
because you thought VP was bad.
This is how I look at it. Goblin Ringleader is 3 mana for a 2/2 with haste, and 1 mana.
It's 4 mana, but okay.
And 1 mana to draw 4 cards. Is better Ancestral.
You're an idiot.
So back to Consult. I think that the best way to explain how good Consult is, you think about how control decks like to play. They leave all their mana up and they play a land and they pass. They play a land and they pass. They don't want to cast a spell unless they absolutely have to. Consult plays into that strategy absolutely perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
You leave up your mana, and then you have the ability to either counter or kill what you have to out of your opponent. And if you don't have to do any of that, you are slowly building up the amount of lands that you have. So you could theoretically pay 2 mana to look at the top X cards in your library, where X is the number of lands you control. And if you have the available extra mana without risking anything, you can kick it to get another card. So you can pay 4 mana to look at the top 9, top 7. Like early game, it's not as strong, but in a control deck, you're trying to hit your land drops every single turn. And eventually you get to the point where you're looking through a third, half of your library, and you grab the best cards in any situation. It's like Stock Up had a baby with Dig Through Time. That's a bad example. It's Dig Through Time.
No, but go on.
It's literally just better Dig Through Time, and it's insane because Dig Through Time is a card that's banned in Legacy and Vintage, I believe. Restricted in Vintage, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Insane, absolutely insane. So I think that's.
I think Consult is probably actually pretty bad in Vintage, to be honest with you.
That's a good point. I think but you're right because we don't have a lot of lands. You use Moxen and fast mana. It's a good point. Okay, so Spider-Man?
Sure, man.
Hide on the Ceiling is one of the best cards in the set.
If you say so. I don't think there are any good cards in this.
You're able to like save your board and like you can like basically phase stuff out. And if your opponent has good blocks, you can just make them go away and then kill them with lethal damage.
Sure. What deck is playing that though?
Or a Boroid.
Are they?
No.
Okay, then
But
why are we talking about this?
But they could.
Sure.
I think that High on the Ceiling had like potential in the Goblins deck if we were willing to play as it. The issue is
She shouldn't be.
we were not willing to play as it. And I think that the card's really cool. The ability to blink out your things or your opponent's things really reminds me of March of the Swirling Mists, which was like
A bad card, but yeah.
Honestly, it was one of my favorite cards to brew with. Like when I'm not giving myself, like super strict restrictions on like how many goblins I have to play in the deck. It's really nice to look at the Venerated Rot Priest Swirling Mist decks. And like I built that
I forgot about those decks.
I built
Those
that.
decks sucks.
I built that for Cole because we had Toxic in the Standard, and we had the ability to just like kill your opponent on turn like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It was absolutely disgusting, and I had a lot of fun with watching other people play March of Swirling Mists, and I feel like High on the Ceiling could potentially have a place in Standard in the future, but maybe not. We'll see. What do you think?
You want my honorable mention?
Yeah.
I cheated.
Okay.
I picked Beast with it because I want an RCQ with it.
To be fair, that is a Spider-Man card.
Yeah, it's on the bonus sheet. It's not standard legal. It doesn't count.
Printed in the standard legal set, so that works as an honorable mention. 1,000%.
Yeah, I didn't have more than 3 cards, so I was just like, what do I do?
No, that makes sense.
Hey, can you not?
Yeah, I'm trying to lay it down flat. So I think that for me, if I had to choose like a card that has overperformed, like in Magic overall, Beast Within is up there. Like you look at it and you think, oh, this is okay, and then you play games with it. And you're like,
then you realize it blows up a land, and then you're like, oh wait, never mind.
I should
way better.
I should. You know what? I think the worst way I've ever used Beast Within is to Beast Within my own land.
That's fine. That's a fine use.
Then you get a 3/3 and you get to attack your opponent. Yeah, that's the red that's the red mage in me.
No, it's fine. It's fine use.
So
it turns a land into a man land once.
So big shout out to Multiversal Passage.
That's my number 1, but go on.
Okay, I think Multiversal Passage is actually criminally underrated. It's a shock that can be played in any deck, kind of like Starting Town, but it doesn't ever enter tapped unless you need it to. So I think it's actually better than Starting Town, even though Starting Town is a little bit more versatile because it can tap for any mana of any color at any time. You choose the color that you don't have but you need, and you always play your Multiversal Passage on that, and then you can make sure that your mana is fixed pretty much always. I don't think it's a 4 of in every deck, but I think you could definitely play 2 in most mana bases.
Sure.
Especially
I'm playing 0.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't mind the tap lands, you play.
No, I have better tap lands to play. I'll just play Surveils.
Surveils in Standard are crazy. So yeah, I think that's my number 3.
Okay, my number 3 is Heroes Hangout / Firebrain Scheme. It's 1 red, exile top 2, you can play 1. It's really good in his prowess and pioneer.
That makes sense. A 1 mana pseudo draw spell. You're casting your spells very quickly and efficiently anyways. You can find something that's cheap as well, so you can deploy it without really investing too much mana. The 2 mana version of these effects are usually not good enough. And
unless they're on a questing druid.
A questing druid, or you're playing Storm.
Sure.
And mana reducers.
But then they're 1 manas.
You know what? That's a good point. It's a good point. So I think it's a good rate. I like that. I like that pick 1,000%. Spider-Man was a really hard really hard set to try to pick cards for.
Yeah, because it sucks.
Because it sucked, yeah. And like we are Magic optimists, if you can't tell. We want to say everything's good. Spider-Man really struggled.
You don't pay me enough to say everything's good.
I think one of the best cards out of the set for me was Superior Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I just didn't put that on my list because I don't like to think about that card.
don't think of it as a Spider-Man card. It's a Reanimator card that is. I think about it as it's a deck that exists outside of the Spider-Man set, and Superior Spider-Man just happens to be the card that they
I
use to
probably should have put that on my list, to be honest. But I don't like Salty Reanimator because it beats me, so
The deck.
I'm not going to do it.
The deck is ridiculously good, and like it's crazy to think about how it's a 4-mana creature that allows for some very weird rules interactions. You can layer the exile ability so that you can target your bringer of the last gift, and then your Spider-Man can enter as a bringer of the last gift after the actual bringer enters. And because there's like some very weird things where you can end up with a bringer and a Spider-Man that are in play at the same time, and they both have different powers, and one's Superior Spider-Man and one is bringer. And so even if you just do that, it feels like it's a 4-mana living, as long as you can get the bringer in the graveyard. It's a 4-mana living end that's that gives you 10 power worth of, I guess Spider-Man doesn't fly, but because it's a copy. So yes, 10 power in the air and a board wipe on turn 4. Very,
at
very
the least.
powerful. Yeah, if not, you're also bringing back an Arden and a Terror of the Peaks, and then you're copying another card out of your opponent's graveyard. Like, actually insane. I have a screenshot on my phone that I won't pull up. It was a mirror between two Solitary Animator players, and at one point they were in turns, and one player cast a Superior Spider-Man, and both players ended up with 4 Superior Spider-Mans. They had all 4 on both sides. And then they were just trying to figure out what to target and what to do, because you're able to exile your opponent's creatures off the battlefield with your Superior Spider-Mans, because the last time that you check what cards were in the graveyard is while the effect is still resolving.
Sure.
So we had some very weird like judge calls, and the board was absolutely disgusting. And the cards, I don't want to say the card's good, but it's definitely powerful.
Yeah. My turn?
Yeah.
I have a Spider Sense Detect Intrusion.
Okay.
As my number 2, because I think that card's cool.
Yeah, no, 1,000%.
Stifle that also counters instants or sorceries.
I've seen that card counter the Warp Trigger on Quantum Riddler. I've seen that card do a lot of really cool things. Niche application, but like again, like you have to find places for cards to be good, and I think that's like where Magic thrives, is when you have to work a little bit to see like how are you going to apply your cards. If I had to pick one more card out of Spider-Man, I would probably pick the Friendly Neighborhood, the Enchant a Land.
For limited, because that card's not good anywhere else?
Yes.
Okay.
And the rest of the set,
The rest of the set we can throw in the garbage.
Exactly. And then move on to a good set.
Avatar.
Avatar was a really fun set. It brought me back to my childhood. My little brother Cole loves Avatar. It's his favorite show of all time. I've watched it a billion times with him. It has a special place in my heart. And I think that they really knocked this set out of the park. Honorable mention, Aang and Appa is Splinter Twin standard.
That's 2 cards. You're cheating.
Honorable mention to both of them. So I would say that Aang, let's say Appa then, because Aang really doesn't matter. Appa is a 4-mana 3/4 with flash and flying, and you can airbend any number of target non-land permanents you control when it enters.
I believe it's other.
It
doesn't let it airbend itself.
That does make sense. So other non-land permanents you control, and then you also create a 1/1 white ally creature token whenever you cast a spell from exile. So Aang is really less important. If you have an Aang and an Appa, you can airbend each other infinitely, as long as you have some way to reduce their mana by 2.
Dark Orlock.
Exactly. And so the Bant, Splitter Twin deck reminds me a lot. Anytime there's a creature combo deck in Standard, I'm happy, because I remember when we went to Kaladesh and Aether Revolt for the first time, or when we went to Kaladesh for the first time, and then we had Aether Revolt. And I remember playing Standard. We played Standard in that era competitively. Like, we did our best. We were as competitive as we could be at the time. and I think we did pretty decent. But when those cards came out, I remember seeing people talking like, did they really just print Splitter Twin in standard? And I remember being like, what's Splitter Twin? like I had heard of it, but I was like, what is that? What does that even mean? I remember reading in the ban list and like not knowing exactly how it worked. And I remember the first time that I saw it in a game, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Sure.
And so ever since then, I think that whenever there's a combo in standard, it's just extremely powerful, and it's a lot of fun to watch busted cards do busted things when they're not like Vivi or Nadu, of course, or Monsters Rage or Arcfire Hero. Well, anyways,
there's a lot of cards listed there that you don't like.
You know what's crazy?
I don't think you like combos.
There's a lot of bans. There's also been a lot more bans in recent Magic than I can remember in a long time.
That's because they keep fucking up.
Yeah. Hasbro, quit making wizards do dumb things.
My honorable mention for Avatar is my Scornful Striker.
Ooh, great card.
It's a brutal beating when you're playing control. It's really good out of the sideboard in mono black.
That makes sense. It's a card that, like, when I read that card, it screamed Eternal formats to me. Like, you can play this in Modern against Storm as a sideboard piece, but like much more reasonably, you can play it in like Legacy and Vintage, and it really punishes your opponent. They get bolted when they play Force of Will.
Just two, but
well, they have to pay life.
Oh, I mean, you're not hard casting your Force of Wills in Legacy.
True. I take it back.
Then you're doing something wrong.
It's nasty. It's one of those cards where it's like, oh my god, Thalia had its day in the sun, but now my is better.
I'm sure. Just play both.
It's true.
Play both and Pioneer black-white hate bears.
Oh my god.
They're both two power creatures with first strike for 2 mana.
Absolutely nasty. And they're humans. Black-white humans and
Wow.
Pioneer. Humans and Pioneer.
Who cares, man?
Okay. Rose Demonstration.
Sure.
I think that they put Flame Slash, I believe is 1 mana deal 4. And then what is it? The Festivities on one card. Extremely powerful. You have the ability to tag the Ouroboreid after they go to combat with it and put a counter on it. It has 4 toughness, you can still kill it. Or if you play against a Krenko player, fair. The next turn, like when you go back to yours, you don't get to do it on their turn. That's a great point. When you're playing against a Krenko player, because you will be playing against Krenko players, I swear to God.
You will not.
There's going to be goblins.
You will not.
Goblins everywhere.
There will not be Krenko players. There will be goblins, I'm pretty sure, but there will not be Krenko players.
So I think that being able to have the flexibility that Iris Demonstration gives you is like something that's on the level of a format staple that we haven't seen in a long time. I think the last time that we saw like a card that was this versatile created was when a Braid was first printed.
Sure.
I think that like having modes that are so vastly different allows the card to be flexible and good in so many different situations that just like a Braid where you're like, oh, you're playing artifacts, kill that. Oh, you're playing a creature that's like 3 toughness or less, kill that. Iris Demonstration not allows you to tag the big creatures, but it also allows you to wipe your opponent's board if they have a bunch of tiny things, and it's just really good. So that's my pick.
My third pick is Aang Swift Savior for the combo reasons.
Beautiful.
And tempo reasons.
That card, it's not Selfless Spirit. It's Spell Queller, which was amazing back in the day.
Yeah. It's the same stat too.
Yeah, the fact that Spell Queller was like absolutely busted in standard, and the fact that Aang is like really not seeing too much play outside of the combo deck really shows how powerful standard has become from that point when we got it in Eldritch Moon, I believe. It's just absolutely insane, and it's cool to see like the main character of the show be playable, but not in like a VV way. In a because
Vivi was the main character in Final Fantasy.
I have to assume with the
he
way
was like a weird side character, is my understanding.
with the way they hyped it up, it had to have been the main character. Who's the main character then?
That would be the Sephiroth. He's the main character in every Final Fantasy game. Don't come for me. I know that's not true. Don't come for me.
Let me know in the comments. I played the games. I just played like an hour of each of the games. And
there's 15 or 16 of them. There's no way you played an hour of each one on that 7-hour stream or whatever.
4. We played 4 of the 16. We polled people and they were like, these are the ones you have to play. And then after we played, people told me, they're like, those were bad games. Why didn't you play those games? I was like, I can't make anybody happy. Badger Mole Cub.
I also have Badger Mole Cub.
Absolutely busted. One of the craziest things that you can see in standard right now is if your opponent goes turn Gene Pollinator into turn 2 basic. So play a land, Gene Pollinator. So turn 2, you play a land, play Badger Mole Cub, tap the Gene Pollinator and the Badger Mole Cub in order to. Sorry, Badger Mole Cub earthbends one of your lands. So then you only have one land that's not a creature. Then you tap the Badger Mole Cub with the Gene Pollinator to make 2 mana because the Badger Mole gives an extra green. And then you play another Badger Mole. Now you can untap with all your lands earthbended and your Gene Pollinator taps for 3. You can go 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, and you can do some insane things. You can hardcast a Crater Hoof. You can into the Rhythm of the Wild for any creature out of your deck. There's some insane things that you can do with Badger Mole Cub, and that doesn't even look at what it can do in eternal formats. It's just ridiculous in standard, and it's the Ouroboros best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Actually an insane Magic card.
What's your number one?
Wan Shi Tong.
Wang Shit Dong.
It's one of those cards that you're like, it's okay, and then you think about like how Magic is played, and you're like, everybody's always searching their library. Everybody's always, like even if you don't play like tutors, right? There's like no Goblin Matron. There's no, these cards that everybody's playing.
Yeah. Like Goblin Matron. Mm-hmm.
It's so good. If you're not playing like all of these like easy ways to tutor out the best cards in your deck, I think that Wan Shi Tong by itself, even if your opponent's not cracking fetch lands, it allows you to have a 2-mana 1/1 with flash that's a beatdown creature.
Don't use it like that, by the way.
Or you could pay mana to give it counters, and then you draw X cards where X is half of its power.
Half the counters on it rounded down.
Okay. So it's a little bit worse. However, it's still crazy how it's just like we were talking about Consult and how you would play it. You leave up the mana for control or for counter magic and removal every turn. And then if you need to, you can flash in this giant flyer that allows you to control not only the air and blocking, but also can swing the game in your favor very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big bad bird.
Mm-hmm.
Quite good.
No notes. I didn't put that on my list though. I put Grand at number 1.
That makes more sense. Oh, Wan Shi Tong is the bird on the Ancestral Recall that Grand turns on.
Sure. Those are words you said.
Wan Shi Tong is in love with Grand.
What? That can't be right.
So Grand is a 1-mana 1/2. Whenever it becomes tapped, you may draw and discard. And then as long as you have
I believe you have to. I don't believe it is a may.
Okay. So it forces you to loot, but you get to draw then discard. So you can just discard the new card if you like the cards in your hand already. And then as long as you have 3 or more lessons in your graveyard, non-creatures, like Blanket, non-creatures cost a generic less to cast. And so it's one of those cards where it allows you to make your Artist Talent 1 mana. It allows you to play Monument for 2. One of the craziest things you can do is you can level up your Artist's Talent to reduce your non-creatures by 1, and then have a Grand so that your non-creatures are reduced by another 1. Then you're playing 1 mana Monument to Endurances. And that's when the game gets absolutely busted. It's a staple in the Izzet Lessons deck, and it's a great card.
It's the reason the Izzet Lessons deck existed, which is why I put it on there as opposed to one of the actual lessons.
Grand birthed the Lessons deck.
I agree.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Any other notes on 2025 overall as a whole?
And a Strawberry Master came out. Anyway.
Moving on. I think the Innistrad Remaster was actually kind of sad because a lot of those cards only had value because they were printed in that like the original Innistrad block. Like a lot of those OG Innistrad cards, a lot of like the niche ones were like very expensive for random reasons, and that was because of the fact that they hadn't been reprinted. So Innistrad Remastered made a lot of these cards that were like that had some value, kind of just tanked their value, which is good for like playability. But like if you look at it from like a prestige perspective, it's like, oh well, why would I buy a box of Innistrad now, right? If you're trying to like have that nostalgia, that's the only reason. Like there's really, I don't like the idea of like buying and reselling things for value, but I do think that like there's something to be said for trying to inspire people to hold on to your product for a long period of time. I think the reprints are good for most people, and I also think that like it's tough on collectors. So I can see both sides, and I think that like what I'm trying to say is I don't like watching Grizzlebrand go to like $1. Like I want that card to be expensive because it seems so powerful to me. It's one of those cards that I love, and so yeah, that's my hot take. Innistrad remastered sets suck.
All Magic cards should be $1.
Touche. I agree with that. Play goblins. They are.
I know. I'm not gonna play a bad deck.
All the goblins are $1.
Yeah, that doesn't make me want to play it.
It's fair. Totally fair. 2025 was an interesting year.
Mm-hmm.
We had a bajillion bans. We had a bajillion powerful cards. I think we're probably entering into one of the strongest standards of all time. Coming out of last year, a lot of decks had to get banned. Standard is basically modern power level from like when we started playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good.
It's bad.
That's like a good place to be if you like playing high level Magic. It's not a good place to be if you want to play like fun, balanced games, because every set that comes out has to be pushed. Lorwyn is great. I'm really scared to see what the future sets hold, and I'm excited to do this again next year.
All right, we can do it again next year.
Let's make this a segment.
Okay, you have it.
I'm super excited to see. Lorwyn looks amazing. Do you have any thoughts on Lorwyn before we go?
I haven't looked at anything, to be honest with you.
I
don't really look at stuff.
There's good goblins.
I saw the one goblin, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, we don't have to play Voice of Victory anymore.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Alex and I, episode, I don't know, very special goblin. Who's the goblin? We'll leave that to you to figure out.
I'm not going to pretend like that was even a question.
Till next time, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll read off the members of the next stream. I hope you have a beautiful night. Peace.